improvements for down the road. He's too talented not to. I spoke to some people with the Bears who said he's cleaned up his mechanics. He looks good throwing the ball. He's throwing on the move. Not a great supporting cast, but he can overcome that.
All right, Booger, will Mac Jones be better or worse this season?
Well, I think Mac is going to be better depending on who's calling the plays. Like we haven't, we hadn't really figured out who's calling the plays up there in New England. But I think Mac Jones was the best quarterback of the rookie class last year. And you would think that as a player, you make your biggest jump from year 1 to year 2. I expect Mac Jones to make that jump this season.
Okay, and that would be exciting for the Patriots. Now, speaking of quarterbacks, our colleague Keyshawn Johnson put together his list of the top 5 scariest quarterbacks in the NFL. The guys who keep you up at night just thinking about playing them. And check out this list. Lots of mainstays like Mahomes at 2, Josh Allen at 3, back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers at 4. We got Lamar at number 1, Kyler at 5. Keyshawn, though, left somebody off that list that kind of kept us up at night. Jeremy, what's your reaction? But I'll start with, actually, let me start with the guy who's off the list. Booger, there is no Tom Brady on this list. What is your reaction to that?
Well, Tom Brady shouldn't be on the list because if you understand what Key is saying from a football perspective, notice the commonality from all those guys. Those guys can move. They can make those unscripted plays. They can get out of the pocket. We know where Tom Brady is going to be. And from a football perspective, he's going to be right behind the center. He's going to have a clean pocket, and you know exactly where he's going to be. We call him an iron deer on the front lawn. And if you look at Key's list, it's the mobility of those guys that can make plays, the second reaction plays. They can get out of the pocket. They can scramble. They can throw the football on the run. That's the commonality of Key's list. So, yeah, I understand it from a defensive perspective. So if you look at it, Tom Brady should not be on that list.
That's a good point. I get it now. It's like the unpredictability factor in some ways. So, Jeremy, what's your reaction to Lamar Jackson being number 1?
Yeah, my reaction is he's probably the scariest football player, not the scariest quarterback. There's still a lot of people around the league who don't see Lamar as a top 5 or even a top 10 passer. They feel like he can do it. Certainly, the Ravens can pass the ball, but they major in the running game, minor in passing. So late in the season, in the playoffs, when it gets tight, it can be harder for them to get that done. Lamar Jackson ranked 17th over the last 2 seasons in pocket passing with a QBR of 56.7, according to our guy Hembo. So very good player, not the scariest quarterback.
Okay, and so, Booger, you look at this list. I know you're getting down with the general sense of it, but is there a guy who should supplant Lamar at number 1?
Yeah, I think it should be Josh Allen. To me, he's the scariest quarterback in football because of how big and how physical he is. At 6'5", 240-some pounds, he doesn't run away from you maybe the way Lamar Jackson does, but on third down, he can get 5, 10, 15 yards and get you a first down. And, oh, by the way, he may have one of the better arms in the National Football League as far as arm strength. He improved his accuracy. I think Josh Allen is going to be the National Football League MVP. I think the Buffalo Bills, if they're not in the Super Bowl this year, it's an issue not only for the Bills, but for Josh Allen, because I think they are ascending to take that next step. And I think he should be the scariest quarterback on anybody's list for the combination of arm strength, arm talent, and his ability to make plays in and out of the pocket.
Got a lot of confidence in these Bills, and for good reason. They are looking good to win it all this year. We'll see if they can actually do it. Guys, thank you so much. Let's turn to baseball and bring in Jessica Mendoza because we're talking A's, Yankees, bottom 1. Yankees down 3-0. Aaron Judge at the plate, and, oh, boy, gets it done again. His 29th of the year.
Yeah, and just absolutely crushing it. I mean, what he's been able to do playing this game right now, especially the amount of home runs. And this team, the hottest team in baseball, but between him and Giancarlo Stanton, the power. Watch this pitch. Look at where it's located. You're talking off the plate. And by the way, Stanton is like 3 feet off the plate himself. The power is ridiculous. And when those 2 homer, you can't beat them. I mean, there's no 2 bigger hitters in the lineup than what they've been able to produce.
I mean, it's incredible. And then top 8, same score. Miguel Castro in a jam against Christian Bethancourt gets them to pop out to shallow center. The Yankees take it. Another win for them. 5-3. They move to 22-5 in the month of June. And the Yankees are off to an historic start. You talk about this year for them. And it's all thanks to Aaron Judge. He's hit already 29 homers before July. The only player in franchise history to do it, Babe Ruth. hit 30 before July 1st in both 1928 and 1930. And Judge can match that mark tonight with a homer, and he's on pace to hit 60 long shots, which would be more than Ruth hit in those two specific seasons. So, Jessica, why is Aaron Judge the best hitter on the planet right now?
You know, just watching his swing and how late he can get on pitches. He has the ability to let the ball travel super deep because of how strong he is. I pointed it out with Giancarlo Stanton, but watch this pitch. This is a curveball. He's late on 84 miles an hour on purpose because of the power. Anyone else hits this off their back leg, this is a shallow pop up to right field, but not for Aaron Judge. He's able to have that power to right field, have the patience, and because of that, his barrel's in the zone longer. Then you fast forward to what he did and be able to pull the ball. Now he can be able to have power not only laid off the back leg, but then off middle to front leg. And this is where not only do you see the 29 home runs, but also close to a 300 batting average because of that bat path, the ability to be patient, wait, but also be able to get the barrel out on pretty much any pitch he wants to hit.
Wow, great description of how he's just been getting it done this year. So let's play a little game of over-under if we can. Over-under, 116 wins for the Yankees. That will be a single-season record.
I got under. And the reason is, I mean, you go back to 2001 where the record is in the Seattle Mariners. And I'm not saying the Yankees aren't that good, but what did the Mariners do in that season in 2001? Diddly squat in the postseason. And when you look at Aaron Boone and how he's going to manage this team, it's not about getting to 116 plus wins. It's about October. So I'm picking the under because how they're going to manage heading into the postseason.
Okay, so over under 61 homers. Aaron Judge.
I got the under on this one too, and as amazing as he has been to me, the biggest thing for him has been also the batting average. Yes, he's going to have the power, and that's what we're talking about right now early in the season. But fast forward to second half, when they are trying to be able to win games, to be able to be that successful team in October, he's also going to be able to hit average and not just the long ball.
Okay, so here's a big one for you. Over under $426.5 million contract for Judge's next contract. That's what Mike Trout got.
I'm going over. And this one is not only are teams paying more and more, and I'm not saying Aaron Judge is necessarily a better player overall than Mike Trout, but let's be real, he's the face of the game. What Aaron Judge brings, and we just talked about all the things offensively, but also Major League Baseball, the marketing. I mean, if you're going to pick one player that's the face, it's Aaron Judge.
Okay, the big question will be, are the Yankees going to go over with him? So before we let you go, we want to show you a little bit of eye candy. Check this out. Josh Naylor hitting a walk-off homer against the Twins. And my favorite part, so here's the walk-off. But then my favorite part, here, just wait for it. So excited, he headbutts his helmeted manager, Terry Francona. Oh! Wow,
Yes!
Jess.
Did you see how Terry's ready for it, by the way? Just like, head down, bring it, let's go.
I love how he had the helmet ready to go. That's the best part. Took it off right after.